We're going to have a look at the discs in your spine, and in particular we'll look at a model of the discs in your lower back. One of the things we see most commonly in practice is disc degeneration, and people will commonly ask us why this happens, and surely it's just part of the ageing process. But what we do see is narrowing of the joints and deterioration in very specific parts of the spine, with other areas of the spine looking perfectly healthy. So obviously there's the spine is all the same age, and some parts of the spine are deteriorating more rapidly than others. And really it's these parts of the spine that are not moving properly, that have biomechanical problems, that have subluxations, that we are interested in, and that's contributing to this deterioration in the spine. So we're going to look closely at the structure of the disc and talk about how this happens. The spine is, or the joint looks like this from the front. A couple of bones with the disc in between. Looking from behind, we have these couple of little facet joints. Looking through the middle, we can see the spinal cord running down through the centre here. So the disc is really just a nice big lump of cartilage that acts as a cushioning structure between the vertebrae. It's not well supplied with blood. It relies upon the rich supply of blood from the vertebrae above and below. When the joint is moving properly, we get a nice action occurring like this. Acts like a pump, brings in the nutrients, takes out the waste products. When the joint becomes stuck and doesn't move like it should do, it moves as one segment, you no longer get that pumping action occurring, and over time we start to see a little thinning and narrowing of the joint. At the same time, we can see some calcium build up around the edge of the joint, and the joint can ultimately, in worst case scenarios, start to fuse. But let's go back a couple of steps. The disc itself is made up of these coarse fibres that wrap around the outside, and this soft jelly-like substance in the middle. When the disc is nice and healthy and got a nice thick texture to it, that all, as you move one way, the centre of the disc will move slightly to the other way, and vice versa. As the disc deteriorates, as it dehydrates and gets a little bit drier, you can develop cracks in these coarse fibres that wrap around the outside. And it's possible that one day, when you're dropping your toothbrush on the bathroom floor in the morning and your back is a bit stiff, you bend over to get it and you give a slight twist to one side. What happens is that nucleus, the centre of the disc, is going to want to push out, and it can make its way through the cracks in those fibres, and that's when we see trouble. So here's a nice model. If you can see that the disc has come out through the fibres, and it can bulge right out and push against the nerve. Now the disc can go in a number of different directions. If it happens to go forward or to the side or even directly backwards, it doesn't necessarily cause problems because there's plenty of room there. But if it goes backwards and to the side, as it will when you twist or bend forward and twist at the same time, that's where the nucleus wants to go. It happens to be where the nerve root is. Now if you get a direct pressure on the nerve root, you'll know about it. You get a radiating pain down into your leg or down into your arm, and it's a serious problem. But this is what we wanted to show you, this gradual deterioration over time, and it's really due to poor movement in the spine, and that's what we want to address.